Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, guys, I am so excited, but we're going to be reviewing the new Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 2 collection. So you guys want to see what this entire collection is all about, what type of look I create, well then definitely keep on watching. Alright guys, I am so excited that the Lunar Beauty Moonspell Volume 2 palette is here. Like, I am so freaking excited. When I saw that Manny Miwei announced his new collection, first off, I love that he just said, hey, it's live. Like, he's like, here's my new collection. Oh, by the way, it's live. I thought that was so cool. I love that he did that. It kind of reminded me of the day when Laura Lee released her Nudie Patootie clothing haul. Like, she's like, oh, yes, my new clothing business. Oh, by the way, did I forget to tell you? It's live. I'm like, oh my God, no. I was like on there so fast. But I do have some amazing subscribers who did give me a hint that this was going to be launching, because if you guys don't know, Manny has a text, like a number you guys can text. It's like a community thing. And he did let everybody know who's a part of that community, like, hey, stay tuned till tomorrow. There's a special launch. And I'm like, oh, bitch. I was driving home from CVS because it was right on October 1st and I had to get the finishing touches for my Halloween background. And I was driving home. I literally pulled over on the side of the road. Like, I am not missing this collection. Now, this right here, I believe is my paid for collection, because when I check the tracking, this is my paid for. I know I do get PR from Lunar Beauty, but I never do expect it. So that's why I always buy it on my own. So if it comes in, that's great. I'll do a giveaway with it. If it doesn't, that's also okay too, because I just love supporting Lunar Beauty. So with that said, before we dive into this collection, I just want to say this came in at the perfect time, because today is day 9 of Vlog-O-Ween. I just really do love saying that. So with that said, guys, what is the new Moonspell Volume 2 collection? Something Wicked This Way Comes, Volume 2. Get ready to enchant with this 20 shade color palette filled with deep burgundies and gorgeous plums. Who's the baddest witch in town? You are, with this spell casting palette. Now this palette does retail for $48 and it does have 20 shades in here. Now when you guys compare it to the original palette, I think the original palette also retailed for $48, which is phenomenal that he's actually matching the price point. So the original palette did have 15 shades in it, and this has additional 5 more shades for the exact same price, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. First off, when you guys compare the packaging looks very similar. You can definitely see some differences in here. Some of the little items on here is different from the very first one, but they still have a very cohesive vibe. They still match each other very, very well. They do look like a book. I love it. You could put them side by side. They both have the gold binding. Freaking amazing. Now, like I said, this has 20 new shades in here, and this features all like purples and burgundies and reds, and with pops of neutral colors. I remember Manny saying that a lot of people kind of complained about the first palette didn't have a lot of purples in it. For like a witchy palette, didn't have a lot of purple, so he wanted to make sure that he really made this a purple themed palette. And what's actually really cool is that this actually matches and complements each other extremely well. So I really do love that he did that. They still look the exact same, they still feel the exact same, and I'm just so excited to play around these shadows. Like this color Willow right here is so freaking beautiful. I feel like I would have done so well with my vampire look that I wanted to achieve. He also launched 3 brand new lip products. So the first one is Hollow's Eve, which is going to be a new liquid lip that retails for $18. And then he also has 2 new lip glosses in the shade Coven and Bitchcraft, which I think Bitchcraft is I keep saying crap. I think Bitchcraft is such a cool name. Although I'm going to keep calling it Bitchcraft. I feel like that's just what's going to keep happening for me. But besides that, I really, really do love the packaging. I wish I still had the packaging from the first collection. Unfortunately, I don't. I just have them all sitting right here. So I hope they all kind of look the same. I love my little Lunar Beauty drawer that I have, and this is going to look beautiful in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and swatch all these shades, and we're just going to go ahead and dive straight into this collection. So we have the very first row. We have Agatha, Luna, Mildred, Itty Bitty Moni Myrtle, followed by Misty. Okay, then we have Alex, Cameron, Sally, Jillian, and Willow. Holy crap, this shade is so freaking pigmented. Like, that was one swipe and it went on beautifully. Like, I'm kind of blown away by that. Sorry if my swatches are bad. So we have Luis, Zelda, Hilda, Grams, and Freya right here. God, these are gorgeous. All right, so the last row we do have Maggie, Mel, Macy, Queenie, and Marie right here. Now, some of the shades did not swatch the best, but it honestly could be because I've been using makeup wipe in between to wipe off my hands. That's probably why. I never really base anything off of swatches. It's usually how it applies to the eye, because sometimes things apply beautifully on a swatch, but on the eye, it doesn't. So I tend to not base anything just based upon swatches. But let me go ahead and open up the lip components and swatch these for you guys. All right, so the very first shade we have, this is the shade Coven. Very, very beautiful packaging. Looks just like his other ones. Like I literally have all of his glosses right here. I think the only one that I really, really need to restock on is the shade Celine. So Manny, if you want to stock that up. But I love his glosses. Like his glosses is my absolute favorite. The smell of it is incredible. The way it feels on the lips, like truly, I wear his glosses all the time. Ugh, they just smell so good. So right here we do have the shade Celine. And like I said, this one does retail for $17. And again, I love the packaging. I love that he's consistent with his entire brand. I think that's amazing. Next, we have the shade Bitchcraft. I'm gonna have to keep doing that because I swear I'm gonna keep like calling it crap by accident. So here's the shade Bitchcraft. I don't know why. I thought this would be a lot darker. So like in here, it kind of looks like it's going to be a darker shade. But when I swatch it on my hand, it's actually not that dark. It's more of it has more of a sheared coverage. So I feel like this will still look great on top of a liquid lip. Or it could look good on its own. I feel like you really have to build it up. But I feel like this will look good either way. I personally would probably only wear this one on top of a liquid lip because it is more sheer than I expected. But that's just my personal opinion. Last but not least, we do have his liquid lip. This is called Hollow's Eve. Oh my god, this is so pretty. Here we have Hollow's Eve, beautiful name, and it's going to be like this orangey brown shade, which I think is absolutely beautiful. What I also love the fact is that all of his liquid lips come in a black component and all of his lip glosses come in a white component. I really do love that he does that. It's a great way to distinguish between the two just in case you forget and you just grab it. It's a great way to distinguish between the two. But this is absolutely beautiful. And I know last year he created the shade Wicked, which I wear all the time for black lip. He also rolled out with the shade Witch Bitch. Before we dive straight into the eye look, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out now just because I do this all the time. But you know, Manny, if you're ever watching this, I would love it if, I don't know, Aphrodite liquid lip came back out. It's my favorite red of all time. You guys know that this has been my favorite red of all time. And I'm almost out. I'm almost out. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys in. We're gonna go ahead and get this eye look going. So far, just based upon first impressions, this shade is really, really beautiful. I don't think I have something like this in my collection where it's like a burnt orange. This would have been really good yesterday because yesterday I did like a pumpkin look and I would have loved to have like a black lip with like a burnt orange on top. That would have been freaking perfect. All right, let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie, Manny's campaign pictures for this is absolutely stunning. Like, it is just so freaking beautiful. I kind of want to, like, recreate that. I love that he did, like, a lot of reds and stuff. But I feel like there really isn't that many reds in this palette to kind of emulate besides the one Willow shade, which is really beautiful. And so there's actually a lot of purple. So I'm going to do, like, a purpley witch look today. I do realize that, like, I feel like his collection is missing one thing. And I noticed that he's releasing, like, really wearable colors. But I wish that, like, for this collection, since there's, like, a lot of purples, that he did maybe, like, a little purple, like, liquid lip. Or, like, a purple gloss. Like, I mean, I feel like as beautiful as like these are, I feel like if one of these were like a purpley lip, I feel like it'd been like perfect. But I get this also not really a wearable color. Like black can be a wearable color, but I know purple really isn't. But it just would have been cool, like for the collection's sake, to have like a purpley look, just because I feel like it would have matched it. But that's okay. We're going to make it work regardless. Okay, so the first shade I'm going to go into is I'm going to try playing with black again. I played with black in yesterday's video. I loved it. I'm going to try playing it again. So I'm going to go into the shade Marie. And what I really do like about the shade is that it does have like glitter reflex in that. And I freaking love that it has glitter reflex in it. I love when like matte shadows have glitter in it. I don't know why. I just find it so soothing. So we're going to take it. We're going to go with the Starry Night collection. This is the F14 flat packing brush. And we're going to tap it right here at the end. Wow, that is pigmented. Now, I'm not like a makeup expert, but I remember seeing in videos where people say that like reds and purples are really hard to formulate. So we'll definitely be putting that to the test today. But just by tapping this on, this has so much pigment. Do you guys see that? I find black to be so intimidating. I think it's just because I don't really have the skills like some other creators do. So I find black to be very, very intimidating. But do you guys not see like how beautifully that's laying down? I love that like it has that sparkle to it. That's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Okay. I love the fact that he came out with a second Moonspell collection. I think that's just so freaking cool because you guys know how much I love the first one. I really loved my first video. I put so much work into that, like to sit here and like light all the candles, to do like a witchy spell stuff. Like I had so much fun in that video. And what's actually really cool is I'll never forget it. Manny's dad actually like commented, oh, sorry. Manny's dad actually commented on my video and said how much he loved it. And I was like, oh my God, this is Manny's dad. I thought that was so cool that like his dad took the time out of his day to watch my video. I was so like blown away by that. That was really cool. So it's definitely blending out. It looks like I'm rubbing a little bit of dirt on me only because I find black intimidating. But what I'm going to do, because I'm not the best at blending, is I'm going to take some setting powder and I'm going to blend up there with some setting powder because I feel like setting powder like really does just like save the day. I know we still have some work to do, but we're going to go into the next shade. Okay, so next shade we're going to go to is the shade Hilda right here. It's like this beautiful purple. I don't know what witch is called Hilda, but that's just me. Also, there is a lot of kick up in the pan, but anything that's tightly pressed in will have a lot of kick up. So we're gonna lay that down right here. Wow, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Do you guys see like how pigmented that is? Holy crap. That is insanely pigmented. Holy crap. Okay guys, video's done. Can you imagine if this is where I left it? So if you guys don't know, Manny and Laura actually have a podcast together. It's called Fool's Coverage, and I've had so many of you guys ask me if I watched it. I absolutely watched it, and it actually gave me some insight to the industry. Like I love seeing like behind the scenes stuff because as a creator, like going into YouTube is something that I generally just did all on my own. I didn't have any help. I didn't have anyone like holding my hand and saying, this is what you need to do, this is what you don't do. Like I didn't have any of that. So it's like really nice to see them kind of opening up and like talking about like the industry. Like when they went on about brand trips, it was a huge eye opener because as someone who's an outsider who's never been on a brand trip, I always thought that like it was just like not work and just them going and having like a lot of fun, but they really kind of put things into perspective. Like, no, you're working the entire time. And they also made me realize that like as a small creator, like regardless of my size, I do have worth and I shouldn't just work for free. And I really, really appreciated the fact that they were talking about that as well. Cause like you just don't ever see that. And I love that they had like transparency and they talked about how because they fund their own brands, they can't do like certain big launches like other brands could do because they're fully funded. But that if they were backed by a big investor, they 100% could launch more stuff. But I really kind of like the mom and pop feel because Manny runs his own business by with his family, and I love like the mom and dad feel. Like I love supporting small indie businesses. I just feel like they work better. Like shopping with his brand is super easy, and I just love how involved like his family is in that. You know. Now on camera, that looks more pinky than purple, but it is purple. I'm just kind of struggling a little bit to mix it together. I think I'm gonna take the shade Macy, this like darker purple, and like kind of lay it between the two, see if that will help diffuse the harsh line that I have going on right there. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Okay, so that shade is helping, but I am noticing a little bit of like disappearing shadow right there. Do you guys see that? Like it's disappearing just a little bit from the lid. It could be my base, it could be me, but I am noticing just a little bit of shadow disappearing, just a tad bit. All right, I'm gonna keep playing with that, but I want to see what happens when I go into the next shade, which is the shade Luna. This is such a stunning shade. Like the second I saw it, I knew I just had to play with that. Like look at how gorgeous that is. Oh yeah, that is freaking beautiful. Definitely has some flakiness to it, but it's beautiful and it went on really, really, really smoothly. Definitely a lot of fallout with this palette, so I definitely recommend doing your eyeshadow first. The only thing I don't like is how it's creating that dark line right there. Do you guys see that? Looks like I have dirt under my eye. Yeah, I don't like that it's doing that weird dark line right there. So, I wonder if I could take the shade like Misty right here and like fix that. Nope. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I am not liking how this is turning out. So I'm gonna take it off and we're gonna try this again. I don't know if it's my base. I'm gonna try using a different base. I usually don't use my P. Louise setting base, but I'm gonna try something different. See if it's my base that's causing the shadows to react the way they are. They're just not working they're just not working as well as I want them to. So I'm gonna start out over. We're gonna try this again. So I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. All right, so I just laid my eyes down with the Alter Ego base. We're gonna see if that makes a difference. We're gonna put my little thingy back on. Okay, so I'm noticing with the shade Luna, it's so pretty, but like I feel like a little goes a long way because I feel like if I pack on too much, it gets really, really flaky. So we're not gonna like pack on as much because it does seem like it's a little flaky. So I'm going to try to change up the look and not do it that way. I think I'm going to try to do a halo eye. I feel like every single time I do a video reviewing like Lunar Beauty, I always mess it up. I don't know why. It's because I suck at doing makeup. Okay, we're going to try this again. I'm nervous because I feel like this is really intense. I'm going to do. I'm going to go back with the shade Marie right here, but now we're going to do the inner and outer. And we're going to try to do a halo eye. Ooh, I'm so nervous to try this out. Okay. We're going to try to just pack this right here. And just really just kind of like stamp that in just right here. This is so intense. I'm trying to go out of my comfort zone. Okay, I'm going to stamp this right here. I don't know about this. I think I might have messed up again. Okay, we're going to take the shade Macy. We're gonna lay that right next to the black, and I'll blend everything in just a minute, but I just wanted to like layer it down first. So we're gonna try to just lay that down like so. That really is a beautiful purple, not gonna lie. Lay this down. There's so much glitter everywhere because that shade Luna, I'm not really as beautiful as that shade Luna is. I feel like it's a little bit messy, a little bit flaky, so like it's like just everywhere. Now, like I said, before I blend anything out, we're going to try to take the shade Myrtle this time. And we're going to lay that down right in the center. Beautiful purple shade. See, now that's laying down beautifully on top of that purple. Go back into the Macy shade. Just kind of lightly blend that together. Okay, so before we blend everything, I'm just going to try one more thing. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Luna, very, very lightly, and just kind of put it just right here, just little tiny little dots to give that little extra glow. So this definitely needs to be blended out, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just find that black is super intimidating, but since I'm trying to do like a witchy look, I feel like this can kind of go with it. But I would definitely say that shade Myrtle laid down so much more nicely than the shade Luna did. It didn't have any flakiness to it. Luna's gorgeous. You just have to really be light-handed with it, at least because like mine is kind of coming off in a little bit of chunkiness is the best way to put it. So, but the black lays down beautifully. The shade Macy lays down really, really nicely. There's no issues there. So I'm going to go ahead and completely like buff this out, work this out, blend it as best as possible. I'm gonna come back with the other eye done with lashes on, then we're gonna come do the under eye together and try to pull this whole thing together. Because like I said, at the end of the day, if for some reason I can't get this to work, it's probably just me and my lack of skills and just trying to go out of my comfort zone and do things I typically wouldn't do, because I'm just trying. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. That's also okay. But I will always say lashes always save the day. So let me go ahead and finish this eye off camera, and I will be right on back, guys. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, I actually am starting to really like how it's turning out. So I blended up the top as best as I could with the shade Alex. I actually took this shade and I kind of like went over the black and everything like that. And I'm actually really starting to like how this is turning out. But I realized, before I dive into finishing off the rest of this look, I realized I never actually swatched the lip glosses for you, because I was like, ooh, which one should I wear? Then I was like, oh my god, I never swatched it. So I'm gonna do that right now. The first shade, like I said, we have the shade Coven, and I just want to show it to you guys on the lips so you guys can see what this looks like. It's like a clear gloss with some gold reflex in it. So this is the shade Coven. Okay, so this is the shade Bitchcraft. Now this is going to have a little bit of a purpley gold tint to it, but it's still going to be a clear gloss. So definitely going to be great on top of a liquid lip, but I wouldn't necessarily wear it by itself. Okay, so definitely not the perfect application, but here is the shade Hollows Eve. This is a beautiful, beautiful orange liquid lip. It's definitely still wearable. Like I can see myself wearing this out. So I would definitely say it's a wearable lip because it still has like a brown undertone. Very beautiful. This would have been perfect for my freaking look that I did yesterday. I reviewed the Makeup Maniacs like Boo Thang palette, and I wanted to have like a red, I wanted to have like an orange center because I did like an orangey black eyeshadow look, and it just didn't work out. And I was like, damn it. So this would have been perfect, but Definitely a beautiful, beautiful shadow. Definitely a beautiful liquid lip. I don't know if it's going to go well with this one. I'm still probably going to put on the black lip, but it's still beautiful nonetheless. So with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and finish the eyes off the camera. I'm going to come back to do the under eyes with you, and then I'll give you guys my final thoughts on this collection. Okay, so now that the lashes and the face are on, I'm going to go back into this palette. I'm going to take Marie once again, and we're going to sample. We're going to put that right underneath my waterline. We're just going to literally connect it from right here. Like connect the dots, or the line rather. We're going to place this right under my waterline. I'm going to go back into the palette again. This time we're going to go back into that Hilda shade. And we're going to try to blend out the black with the shade that we tried to use originally that didn't end up working. We're going to try to blend that out with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of the look off camera, and I'll come back and give you guys my final thoughts. But so far, I'm actually really enjoying how this is turning out. Oh, it's kind of cool. Alrighty, guys, and this is the final look. So for the lips, I actually went in with the Wicked from the original Moonspell collection, and then I actually took this NARS. This is in the shade Wild Nights, like this really deep plum purple, and then I topped it off with Bitchcraft right on top, and I think it's a really beautiful, beautiful lip. Now, I would definitely say I'm actually really enjoying this eye look. It's definitely something different. I've never really done something like this before. I find black to be really, really intimidating to work with, and I find that this is actually a really beautiful look, and with black was like the easiest shade out of all of them. It blended out beautifully, and it was so easy to work with. So I'm actually thoroughly impressed with how the black shade turned out. I'm actually thoroughly impressed with how this look turned out. I really do like it. It really just kind of gave me that like witchy vibes. So with that said, what are my thoughts on the Moonspell collection? Well, first off, I absolutely do love the packaging. It is beautiful. I really do love the fact that it really coincides with the first collection. So it's going to look really, really nice in my makeup collection. It's going to go together beautifully, and I really do appreciate that. On the inside, you really do have like the perfect purple palette. It really does complement Halloween. It really does make you feel like it is a witchy vibe palette. I really do enjoy the shades in here. The only ones I really had trouble with is just the shade Luna. I just find that to be just a little bit more flaky than what I intended, and the shade Hilda. Now granted, it probably was because I used my P. Louise base, because when I used my Alter Ego base, I didn't really have any issues with them too much. You just kind of have to go light-handed on the shade Luna. You kind of have to go light-handed because it did flake a bit if you use too much. And the Hilda shade is so pigmented that it does have a lot of fallout, so you have to be mindful of that. But when it works beautifully, because it worked beautifully for the underneath right here. It just didn't really work for what I was trying to do. I just couldn't get it to go. I just couldn't get it to look pretty. So that was just my own thing. It's probably my skills, not necessarily the shadow, but I did still enjoy the shade overall because it is a beautiful shade. The shade Marie, beautiful. And then I really do like the shade Alex. Is what I used to blend out this shade. It's what I used to blend on top. And then the shade Myrtle was really gorgeous. It was really beautiful to put in the center. And I actually did use Luna just a little bit. So overall, definitely a very, very beautiful palette. I think it's perfect in time for the Halloween season. And the fact that you get 20 shades for $48 is a really, really, really good price point. I thoroughly do enjoy this. It's going to be beautiful in my collection. And I think it really does complement the first palette extremely well. So I definitely am enjoying this. I can't wait to play the shade Willow. That's a shade I want to play with next. Like Willow and like Marie into like a vampiric look. I still kind of want to do that. So I feel like that's going to complement each other extremely well. As for the newest addition to his lip glosses and his liquid lips. Now, I really do enjoy the shade Hallows Eve. It's very, very beautiful. It's that beautiful burnt orange that I was looking for yesterday. Perfect in time for the holiday season. Then we have the shade Coven. This is going to make a great topper in any sort of liquid lip that you do. So I really do enjoy that. Followed by the shade Bitchcraft. It's beautiful on top of this lip. I wouldn't necessarily wear it by itself, but I definitely think it's beautiful on top of like a black or purple lip or any type of shade you wish that you can do. The only thing that I will say about this collection, and I just wish that he had more colorful liquid lips or lip glosses, because it is a Moonspell collection. I know he released a black lipstick last time. I was really hoping that it'd be like a deep purple in this one, because I feel like that would have really made sense. Since this is all like purple shadows, to add like a purple liquid lip, I feel like that would have been a really great addition to the Moonspell collection. Instead of maybe doing some more lip glosses, switch it up to this. But that's just my personal opinion. that's just me wanting to have more of darker colors in my collection because I don't really have that many. My only thing is I just wish he had a deep plum liquid lip. I know it's not really wearable every day, so I get why he didn't do it, but I just kind of wish he did for the Halloween season. But that's my only thing. Other than that, I think this entire collection is absolutely beautiful. You can pick up the entire collection for $80 and it's free shipping. Like, free shipping is included, so you can get 3 of the new lip bundles with the palette for $80. Free shipping, so I think that's absolutely fantastic. Now you guys can add the brush set. I'm gonna double check to see what the brush set would be. So the bundle to add in the brush set would be $110, so you get all 7 brushes with the eye brush bag, which I think is actually a really great price. So yeah, guys, I actually really do love this collection. You guys know how much I love Lunar Beauty. I think this is such a great addition to the original Moonspell collection. I think Manny did a wonderful job. I thoroughly am enjoying this, and I cannot wait to see what he comes up with next. Like, if he does like another Moonspell collection, like volume 3, maybe that should be like blacks and like grungy greens and grays and maybe some dark blues. Like, kind of go maybe towards like the werewolf or vampire theme and go like and move a little bit away from the witches, just because it's just a great way to add to the collection. But that's just me. But overall, I think he did a wonderful job. I thoroughly do enjoy this. It's absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to keep playing with it. So Manny, congratulations on another successful launch. I do love this, and I promise this video is not sponsored. I'm not affiliated in any way, shape, or form. I just really do love this product. So with that said, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you guys do, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post every single day in the month of Vlog-O-Ween. Make sure you guys check out my other channel. It's R for Life. You guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey, and a huge, huge thank you to all these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members that you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe, either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye. So that's what we're gonna do, but laying from so that's what we're gonna do, but laying this so that's what we're gonna do. But from also launch, who's the baddest witch in town? You are with this spell casting. Now, before I dive into the swatches, I want to say that I believe that, no. Guys, I'm so excited that, okay, let me start all over. It kind of reminded me of like the day when Laura, so with that said, what is the Moonspell Volume 2 collection? So with that said, what is, bees, and tell you guys, no. But now we're gonna, so that's probably why, but before I'm actually really enjoying how this turns out. Now, before I dive straight into finishing off the rest of this look, no, and I think this is such a great, you guys know how much I love Lunar Beauty. That's my only stipulations. That's my free shipping. But if you do, please make sure you guys leave, what the hell am I saying?